Hi friends, welcome to my channel, and this is part 7 of VMware vSphere disaster recovery plan, where we are using the VMware replication and VMware site recovery manager with the combination of to have a automate the disaster recovery by using the VMware products for the virtual machine and others workloads. So in last video part 6 we have deployed the SRM appliance, and we have like configured the appliance itself, and in this video we are going to focus on post deployment task for the site recovery manager, like what all the post deployment task which need to configure, like you need to do lots of tasks like network mapping, folder mapping, resource mapping. Also you need to select the placeholder data store where the virtual machine is going to be stored for the for the temporary purpose, which is a placeholder data store. So we need to configure lots of things before actually moving to the SRM in action. So let's get started, and I'm going to step by step to configure the post deployment task for the site recovery, and we'll um, configure the SRM to use for the first like protection group which we are going to create. So we have discussed in last few videos our demo environment, so I'm going to discuss again to have a better understanding about the environment. So we have three environment, you can say. Basically one of the production VMware which having two ESXi which is running ESXi 7 host 7, and one VCSA which is running VCSA 7 appliance, and two other are vSphere 8.3 replication, and second one is vSphere SRM 8.3. And we got like our domain controller and ISKC server which is providing the data store to the my infrastructure. So these are the primary production side, and at the second side we got two ESXi hosts which is running ESXi 7.0, and on those two ESXi hosts we are running basically three appliances. First one is VCSA itself which is running VCSA 7, and second is replication appliance and an SRM appliance. So these are the two prime production and DR side, and these are the basically two virtual machine which we are going to use in SRM to get the replicated from the production to DR, and then we are going to fail back these two virtual machine from the DR to production. So this is my environment. So basically I'm running on the VMware workstation. So if you see, the first machine is going to be a Active Directory and DNS server which is Win2K12 DC01. So this is my Active Directory server. You can say this is some kind of prerequisite when you configure SRM for the complete purpose automation. So and the second machine, I have a storage server which can, in your environment, it can be a storage device like any SAN based storage, or any basically you can say the Dell EMC storage or any other storage box. So I got these storage which is basically I'm using the ISKC server to map in my ESXi host, and then it's providing the storage. So this is my ISKC server, and this is basically, you can see here, this is my console machine which from where I am accessing these all environments. So this is type of Windows 10 machine, you can say, which is running a normal Windows 10 Enterprise Edition, and I'm having basically I'm Windows 10 Pro Edition. I'm having the web browser installed on this Chrome, and from Chrome I'm accessing all the infrastructure like my production environment and my DR environment I am accessing from it. Next we got 4 ESXi hosts, so 2 for the prod ESXi 01, 02, and DR ESXi 01 and 02. So this is my environment. So basically in last video we have configured, we have deployed few videos, we have deployed all these infrastructure, like we deployed the VRA, we configured it, and we deployed the SRM, and we configured it. And in this video I'm going to focus on configuring the SRM after post deployment and appliance configuration. So if you go to shortcut, there is multiple way. If you can go to click on menu and go to site recovery, else you can go to shortcuts and then site recovery. So you will see the site recovery option in both production and DR if you have configured it correctly. So let me go to the DR also. So you can see this is my production site. I got vSphere replication okay, I got site recovery manager okay, and these are the IP address of the appliance, and you can see the version 8.3. Same if I go to my DR site, you can see the VMware vSphere replication and the site recovery. So all is good. So the appliance and configuration status is okay. So we can go to open a site recovery. So this will directly go to site recovery with console. So you can see this is going to my appliance SRM appliance slash DR page, and same if I go from here from production side, it will go to my SRM appliance and slash DR. So from here whatever we configure basically on one side, like on the primary side or production side, it will going to replicate the same thing on a DR side also. Basically we are doing the activity on the one console, but it's going to replicate the both side. So how it's going to be, so the first task which we need to perform, we need to pair the site. So click on new site pair. So you can see this is my first site, which is my local vCenter server, and second site I'm going to put my DR site. So indr vcsa01 dot victor infosol dot lan. I'm going to put the credential as well as password, basically single sign-on password for administrator account. So click next, connect. So it will going to give you the vCenter name, also it's going to give you the services name. So I got site recovery manager deployed there and vSphere replication deployed there. So both we can see in the VCSS01, which is my prod, it got India prod site, and at the DR it's got India DR, and it's got the VCSA a name also in the replication. So this is good. We just need to click next and we are ready to finish. So the site, basically site, we have created the site pair. So now the production side and the replication side, which is DR side, both is going to be in sync. So whatever configuration we are going to make do changes on the production side, it's automatically going to replicate on DR SRM. So this is good. So you can see I got one site here which is going to be between production, which is IN VCSA01 and IN DR VCSA01. So if I go here and refresh the DR page, we are going to get the same thing here also. It might be take some time, it's going to take some time to replicate the information on the DR, but eventually you are going to get the same information. So now the next thing, if I go to action and add, if you click on view details, you will see what all configuration you have. So we need to provide the INDR, our secondary site credential here. So I'm going to put my administrator at vSphere dot local and password for this account. So now if you see here, it's going to give you all the information about it. So you will see here, we on the top you will see the site recovery manager status, and you got the SRM is connected, and here also on DR both the connected, and replication status also you can see both is connected. So this is good. So we need to make sure everything is look good and we don't have any issue on the basically on a dashboard, on a summary page, which indicates the everything which you have configured in SRM is good, and you make sure everything looks connected. So now if you need to make sure you don't have any issue. If you have any issue here, you need to go and resolve those issues before you move further for doing the post deployment task for the SRM. So this is good, we don't have any issue. So also now if I go to site DR site, you can see we got the site pair also on a DRV SRM. So this is good. So now if you go to configure, you will see configuration. The main part which we need to configure is under the configuration. Rest is going to be some kind of default things. The permission is also going to default. If you want to edit something, definitely you can edit, but the main part which I am going to focus on this video is going to be configuration part of site recovery. So if you go to replication server, you can see you have only one replication server on the each VCSA. If you have multiple vCenter server, replication, you can definitely go and register those appliance as a replication server. So for now I got only one VR server, which is replication server, so I'm good with this. And at the DR also I got one server for the replication, so this is good. So I'm not going to discuss about the array based replication because we have not configured that in this video. I will try to create a separate video on array based replication for sure. So this is my network part, which is going to be one of the most important thing. So for example, if your virtual machines are mapped with some specific network and you want to migrate those machines on the DR and you want them to be connected with the network, then definitely you have to assign the ports, network ports for the communication over the DR side. So if you see here, I'm having one distributor switch. If I show you, I got one distributor switch which having basically three dB port groups, so management, VNet and vMotion. So same thing I got on my DR site also. So if you go to DR and you will see the same three ports. So I'm good with the networking. So what I need to just make sure here, click on new and automatically pair the mapping for the network with names. If you have a different, like you want to map it manually, definitely you can go, but I'm going to match with the name. So click next and you will see here, if I expand my production side and my distributor switch, you will see same identical name and everything on DR also. So I'm good with this. So I just need to click on add mapping. So it's going to add three mapping discovered and under the prod switch. So I'm good with this. So you can see India prod got this switch, management, VMnet and vMotion. Same thing I got on DR also. So I'm good with this. So you also need to make sure you define the reverse mapping also. So when you do the failover, this recover network is going to work, and when you are going to fail back, the reverse mapping is going to be work. So I'm going to select the all three. So make sure you have a correct mapping here also. So click next. And the test network is one of the most important thing. So basically when you are going to do the test for the recovery and you actually don't want to recover the virtual machine or at the DR site, you want to only test the virtual machine, that you are able to successfully recover the virtual machine in case any disaster. So you need to test whenever you are going to test such type of activity or restore, then this test network is going to work. So this should be I recommend it to leave it default, which is isolated network auto created at the time of test. So SRM is going to manage this by itself, so you don't need to do anything here. So click next, and this is all the information ready to complete. We got the vCenter server, DR vCenter server, reverse mapping is enabled, and test network is an isolated network. So this is good. Just click on finish. So now you will see three uh, network is created. And also if you go to DR site, you will see, because we have created the reverse mapping, so this is good. And folder mapping also one of the important thing. So for me, I don't have any folder structure here. So if you have any folder structure in vCenter server, you can follow that. Else I am going to create one folder structure. So call it like new VM and template. So I'm going to call prod VMs, or you can say, yeah, let's do it prod VMs, and same I'm going to create here also. So I'm going to call it prod VMs, and I'm going to move all these machines basically, or you can leave this machine. I'm going to move these Windows machines there, because these two machines I'm going to recover through the SRM. So prod machine, I have moved the Windows machines here. So I'm going to create the folder mapping now. So automatically name, which is going to auto detect everything. So you can see the prod VMs here, and also I'm going to give it prod VM here. So just add mapping, and it will discover and add it. and reverse mapping also you need to enable, so if you fail back it's going to place in same folder. So this is done, just click on finish. And also you can do the resource mapping, which cluster and ESXi host is going to be. So for prod I got the prod cluster, and for the DR I got the DR cluster, so I'm going to map those two together. So this is good, click next. Reverse mapping I'm going to use same. So the virtual machine, whatever is going to migrate from prod cluster, it's going to recover on DR cluster. So this is good, finish. Storage mapping is also important, but we can have a different session on this. So for now I'm going to select the everything default on the storage. Also we got the same identical setting on the both sides, so I'm going to add everything here. So it's going to be something related to like management network, host local, and others things. So I'm good with this. So VM encryption policy, you can see it's going to be available on both sides, so this is good. So just click on next and use the reverse mapping also with the same names. So however we are not using all this like virtual volume, so we can configure it, and in case we are going to use it, it's going to be helpful. So placeholder is one of the important data store which you need to assign during the SRM post configuration task. So basically placeholder is a data store where the virtual machine configuration file, you can say the SRM is going to keep the configuration file of the virtual machine. So it's going to have a so when you see the virtual machine in which is getting replicated and protected through the SRM, it's going to have a spatial icon, and those virtual machine configurations files are going to be saved in placeholder. So I recommend you to go and get the spatial data, spatially a particular data um, basically data store for the placeholder. So I got same in the my my environment also. So this is prod placeholder DS, so I'm going to add this, and or at the DR side I'm going to also add one of the DR placeholder DS. So this is good, so I have added that, so I'm good with this. So basically we have, I think we have gone through everything, and we have configured the like all required thing which need to be configured, and before you go jump into the SRM in action. So just if you want to refresh, you can go here and you can see the same settings are going to be reflect on DR SRM also. So I'm going to just authenticate this once. It's going to be a local and password for this account. So now like if I go to network mapping, you will see all the network mapping. If you go to placeholder, you will see the placeholder also defined for the both. So basically as discussed in starting, these settings are going to be identical. If you see from the production side or the DR side, the setting is going to be a, um, uh, identical, and you can log into any of the vCenter server and click on site recovery, so you will see the same information both place. And so yeah, so this is all about VMware vSphere Site Recovery Manager post deployment tasks. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe me for more videos. And if you have any query, any question related to this, you can always post me on my given mail IDs. Thank you once again. Bye bye.